talk about all the Marvel stuff?
I think so. I think we made it through. Now
We made it through the Disney realm.
yep.
Okay.
Now
Disney and Marvel.
trailers. Okay.
Oh god.
Um. Oh, I'll just say this really quick. You haven't fully seen Rap Shit. I have fully seen Rap Shit. I found it entertaining. Like the music. The women are fine as hell. Can't wait till season 2. I'm gonna say on Rap Shit. Go check it out. Give it a watch. It's really short. It's like 8 episodes and it's on Max. Anyways, on to
Like it, if you had to compare season 1 to season 1,
Insecure.
Insecure season 1 wraps it into before I even
Uh,
finished.
I think
Insecure.
yeah,
Insecure.
I think they seek out to do different things and they're very, very different cultures. I think in terms of a consistent narrative, Insecure is better, but I think the cast of Rap Shit is maybe a little funner because they're ratchet as fuck.
So, question for you: do they keep that through the phone social media thing through the entire show?
It goes on and
That's
off.
the only.
They still use it as kind of
Okay.
a editing thing, but I think it's less heavy as the season goes on, if I recall.
So it's just the most prominent in the first episode.
Yeah, because it wasn't like a major thing
Okay.
that I noticed, but it was still like present. So like if it's a cool way of just like showing like dialogues and things like that. But
Okay. Yeah, after I'm gonna go back and finish that one because I did enjoy what I saw.
yeah, so
You said we got trailers.
okay, first trailer. Talk about Megan. That shit.
Let's talk about Megan.
That shit looks hilarious. I
That shit looks ridiculous.
I heard about it. I think so. When I did the Review New podcast and we reviewed Get Out, I was also looking to see. I'm like, hey, what else is Allison Williams I'm gonna be working on in the future, and I saw this movie called Megan on the list. I'm like, what the fuck? And all I saw was a poster, but the trailer hadn't dropped yet. So it comes out January. It is going to be directed by Gerard Johnstone with a screenplay by Akilah Cooper and a story by Akilah Cooper and James Wan. It's going to be released by Universal, and I'm pretty sure it's a Blumhouse movie. Oh boy! Oh man, say what you will about Blumhouse, their movies are at least interesting. Okay, I am so fucking excited now because when I saw that it was going to be produced by Wan, I'm like, oh shit! And when I got through the trailer, I'm like, oh shit! Is this going to be anything like Malignant? Well, apparently Akilah Cooper was also a story writer on Malignant. He's also a writer for The Nun 2, Boogeyman, and was worked on Hellfest. He has a lot of fun. What the fuck? What? Sorry. Oh, the black guy. What? Okay. Oh, it's a brother that's doing this movie. So he worked on several TV shows, including Tron Uprising, Grimm, Witches of West End, The 100. Sorry, Witches of East End, The 100, American Horror Story. He was a writer and producer on Luke Cage. He worked on Avengers Assemble, Chambers. He was a writer and producer on Jupiter's Legacy, and he was a writer and producer on Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. He has a pretty strong back catalog.
Okay. All right, back catalog.
Okay. Amy Donald as I assume the body of Megan. And I sent the trailer to a couple buddies of mine, and so the plot is Gemma, brilliant roboticist at a toy company, uses AI to develop Megan, Model 3 generative android, a lifelike doll programmed to be a child's greatest companion and a parent's greatest ally. After unexpectedly gaining custody of her orphan niece Katie, Gemma enlists the help of the Megan prototype, a decision that has horrific consequences. So it's a science fiction horror. Honestly, I think it's just going to be a horror comedy because there's a point in the trailer, which it's already a creepy doll movie. But there's a point where she starts hitting a lick and busting a move. And
They moved though.
that shit had me hysterical. It was so fucking funny. Justin Roiland is in it. He plays some of the other robots.
Oh, does he? Oh, there's other robots. Oh, that's amazing.
Oh my god.
I'm excited. I don't know if it's gonna be trash or if it's gonna be the best thing that's happened in the last 10 years, but either way, I'm there.
I'm gonna be
Whatever
entertained.
happens,
I know that much because if it's anything like Malignant, I'm excited because I loved Malignant. I think that was on my top 10 list when we did it that year. Someone said that she's the yassified version of Annabelle. Get the
wait, who said that?
apparently online they're calling her the yassified version of Annabelle. I can't, yo. This is hilarious. I can't wait till we get Megan meets Chucky, especially because the Chucky show is back on TV and it's very, very good. People need to watch it. It's a great show. But why? I thought this was gonna be some serious shit. Then she started dancing
You
in the
need to watch
trailer.
the
Oh,
movies to watch the Chucky show. Do you need to watch the movies to watch the Chucky show?
the plot, it sort of. You can watch a like explanation beforehand, only because there's like key people. It's like Cobra Kai for horror.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh, so it's in the continuity of the Chucky
it is
universe.
deep in the continuity. But the
Okay.
narrative itself follows completely new characters, but they pull a fuck ton of the old cast back. And there's a lot of plot lines from recent Chucky movies that tie into explaining some things about it. But it's not like it can't stand on its own. But getting at least a summary of what, 'cause, I mean, the Chucky movies themselves are like balls to the walls insane after like the second one. Basically anything after the first is nuts. Um, they get into like bride seed, uh, and cult go way out of left field, but in a good way, or at least in an interesting way. Bride is hilarious. Like Bride is crazy. Seed, I think, is funny as shit and it's insane. So I saw that. This is just a minor aside before we get back to Megan, but Seed sets up something that now is getting paid off in the second season of the Chucky show.
Oh,
Where
okay.
it's,
Okay.
it's not a spoiler because the movie came out like over a decade ago, but there's finally getting payoff. So through a bunch of stuff that involves watching that movie, Chucky has two human kids named
What?
Glenn and Glenda. Um, and apparently in this current season, you get to see the current uh age and how Glenn and Glenda have been doing.
Oh,
So that movie
okay.
ends with also like Seed. I mean, like the director Don Mancini, love his work. He's a very very talented director. Chucky's very gay. Um,
He's very gay, is that
so
what you
so
said?
Don Mancini is openly gay, but this show Chucky is like the show. The first season is it also follows a romance. Like there's a romantic subplot between the main character and this other kid that he likes. So you kind of see their relationship develop over time. And like he deals with homophobia from his biological dad, and then how he gets bullied at school sometimes for being gay. But he's also like he's not only gay, but he's also super duper fucking weird. Um,
Okay.
so
Wait, Chucky
oh, the
is?
kid.
Oh, the kid is.
One of
Okay.
my favorite lines from the first season is Chucky going, he's like, "Hey, buddy, no, I don't discriminate based off of anybody's gender or sexual preference." He's like, "I'm a murderer, not a monster." Which I'm like, That's so fucking funny. Like, nigga's a serial killer. And even he's like, well, I'm not a homophobe. Like don't get me wrong. I'll like slit a bitch ankle and trip her up the steps so I can stab her in the throat. But no, anyone can get it.
Anybody can
It's
get
like
it.
he's like one thing about Chucky, he's not racist, he's not homophobic. He murders everybody equally, which I think is very funny.
Did you like or watch the Child's Play from
I
2019?
did. I did watch it and I did like it. Thought it was a pretty it was an interesting reboot. I think they went in a direction that honestly I think Megan does similarly. In terms of being like the perils of technology. But uh, I
But it has nothing to do with this show, right?
no.
It's a
So the issue with that is a rights issue. So the company that did the Child's Play so Don Mancini owns Chucky the character, but he does not own the title Child's Play, which is how we got to where we are today, where we had a reboot of Child's Play, um, with a My Buddy doll. Don't remember if they could use the name Chucky without his permission, but now you have a whole Chucky series where he can use it freely. But I don't know if they can use the My Buddy part.
oh,
It is a really weird loophole for the both of them where both properties can exist at the same. Oh no, he okay, so he is called Chucky in the reboot. Um, he was voiced by Mark Hamill. He was
Mark
pretty
Hamill
good.
plays
Yeah,
Chucky.
it's fun. It's entertaining. It has some solid kills. It has some creative kills. It's a yeah. Weirdly, I think it's gonna have a similar plot to Megan, or like an AI goes rogue trying to protect a child. Or like do like basically, I will love you by any means possible. It's like, ooh, she might be doing a little too much.
And the original Chucky is just it's like a spirit, a serial killer stuck inside of a doll,
Yes.
right? Interesting. I wonder who Chucky would win.
This one was so there's more than one Chucky doll by the end of like Cult, and then by the end of the first season, there's like a truck full of them. So he can hop body to body. In fact, season 2 opens with two Chuckies and a bald headed Chucky talking to one of the semi spirits of his girlfriend Tiffany, who through a bunch of bullshit that happened in Seed of Chucky, not only has the body of Jennifer Tilly, but has also split her own soul into a doll. So there's a Tiffany doll, and then there's Tiffany who's in Jennifer Tilly, which it's like Chucky is so fucking insane as a franchise. Jennifer Tilly, our actress, plays does the voice of Tiffany the character. Has also played the human Tiffany, but also plays a fictionalized version of Jennifer Tilly. So there's 3 women
Oh,
that all have the exact same voice, but behave entirely differently across the franchise. It is
fascinating.
the
Okay.
it is the most bizonker shit. Like explaining it sounds like CTE. It sounds like trauma away. Like, but I will say this: they're very creative. They do a lot of shit in Chucky that I don't see in other mediums, and hopefully Megan can do this too. Um, they're not afraid to kill kids on Chucky. They're not afraid to show kids openly be like not gratuitous sex, but just like healthy gay kids. Like healthy relationships between just like queer people on Chucky. It's an interracial gay couple on the show. But it doesn't feel like Euphoria, where it's like, oh man, watch these 2 teens have sex. No, they kiss. It's normal. They seem like awkward teenage boys. Um, you know, kids do weird shit. Chucky does weird shit. The whole season is absolutely hysterical. There are some entirely gnarly deaths. Uh, one woman gets pushed on a bunch of knives in a dishwasher. Another woman gets pushed out a window. A man gets stabbed in a theater. They have really creative kills. A child gets blown up in the first episode of season 2.
Well, damn.
A homemade bomb. And I was like, whoa. What?
So what? What are the movies I gotta watch before I watch the show?
You could probably just watch the kill count for all of them, and you'll get the rundown of the plot. If you want to sit down and enjoy them, you'll basically have to watch all of them.
How many of them are there?
7, I think.
So like Child's Play 1, 2,
Yeah.
3. And
Bride of
then
Chucky,
Bride of
Seed of Chucky,
Seed of Chucky.
and then there's 2 more. There's something else, and then Cult of Chucky.
Cult of Chucky was a 2017 one.
There's
right?
one before it.
Curse of Chucky. Cult of Chucky.
So yeah, Child's Play 2, Child's Play 3, Bride, Seed, Curse, Cult, and then Chucky the series. Okay. So there's a very interesting, cool fun fact. So Brad Dourif has a amazingly talented, super duper beautiful daughter named Fiona. Brad Dourif is the voice of Chucky. He's the voice of Chucky since the 80s. He's like 70 years old. Still does the damn thing every single time. Hasn't changed a bit. His daughter Fiona actually plays so Chucky's real name is Charles Lee Ray. She plays a young Charles Lee Ray in a flashback sequence that's very extensive, but her father dubs over her own voice. And I was freaking out. I'm like, how did they get Brad Dourif to look so young? They got his daughter and put her in makeup.
Oh, whoa.
And so like, yeah, the show has moments of CGI. They don't shy away from using like practical effects of like the talking doll because it's like it's kind of campy, like Chucky always has been. And they also will have like a dwarf running dressed as Chucky because every now and then you'll see him like change heights. You're like, boy, you went from like 1.5 feet to 3 feet tall in a shot when you needed to run, huh? But okay. Oh shit, she was in the Stand remake. But so she plays 2 characters. She plays she was in Tenet, apparently. She was Wheeler in Tenet, who I don't remember because I don't remember the names other than protagonist. Yeah, she reprises her role from Curse of Chucky as a character named Nika, but she also plays her own father in the series, and she's incredibly good at it. Oh, she was in Curse and she was in Cult, and now she back again. But yeah, she plays her own dad in the 80s, which I'm just like, that's cool. You know, it's not often you get to see like cool things like that happen, let alone playing like your own dad. How many women can say they've done that before?
Not a lot.
Yeah, so it's cool. Good time. It's god damn. I looked at a picture of Brad Dourif in the 80s. It's weird how much makeup can make you look like your own father. It's almost like they related to something.
Brad Dourif. I'm looking him up now.
I mean, he's old now, but you know what? He could have been Thunderbolt Ross. Why not? Fuck it. Who cares? Make Chucky Thunderbolt Ross. Ain't doing shit. Actually, wait. Huh? And ironically, wait a minute. Hold up now. Look up a picture of look up a picture of him in the present. He honestly could probably play him.
Oh, trip.
He's just an old gray man.
Whoa, she plays her dad's role in a flashback. So trippy.
Yeah, so she
I'm looking at it now.
good. Yeah, Brad Dourif as Thunderbolt Ross would be nuts. I can see it actually. That's who I'm throwing in the ring. Yeah, make Brad Dourif Thunderbolt Ross. Old white guy. He has an iconic voice too. How tall is he? could pull it up.
It's a little late now.
Is it too late? We don't know what's going to go on with Harrison Ford.
I guess, yeah. He's old. He's an old fucking man.
He's an old white guy. Exactly what we were looking for.
You don't even know. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We got anything else to say about Megan other than it looks fun?
No, I think we did it. What what other topics do we have?
Emancipation.
Great trailer. Looking forward to the
Yeah.
movie. Will Smith looks like he's doing
Yeah.
it.
Intrigued. Say excited. And you know me, I'm very picky if I'm gonna pick up a slave related or slave adjacent narrative, but it looks good. I'll check it out. Even though I don't have Apple TV, I will find my ways. You got a teaser for You season 4. I'm excited. I have to pick up the new book, or the third book that came out before the fourth book comes out. We don't have a release date, but I'm guessing December, probably.
No, we do have a
We
release
do?
date. Yeah, hold up. You. Yeah, February 10th is when season 4
Oh,
comes
fuck
out.
yeah. Oh, God. Right in time for Valentine's Day. Fuck.
Also, let me correction. Part 1, February 10th. Part 2, March 10th.
What? Why is it in 2 parts?
Beats the fuck out of me.
I am trying to figure out why is Marianne back if he's in London.
My question is, yeah, we ended this season last season with him in Paris missing a
Right.
toe, and now he's all
In
the way
London.
in the UK being a
Right,
professor
which how?
and has a beard
Yeah.
now.
There goes our Mr. Fantastic. Just prepping himself.
He what himself?
Prepping himself, not yeah, but we have a whole new cast, but yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I have so many fucking questions. But mostly like, why is Marianne back? I thought you let her go, bro. Let that black woman go.
No, that's why he went to Paris to go find her. You know he can't let
God
shit
damn
go.
it, Joseph. And let
He found her and then he followed her over to the
get
UK.
lost in that black girl sauce. Don't get caught up.
You know he can't go back once he he wants to go black. He can't go back.
I mean,
Come
clearly,
on now. He got a taste of that. He
that
got a
shit been
taste.
that shit
He's
been
like,
staying
oh
with him
shit.
since season 1. Remember Candace?
Oh yeah. I guess he did go back. But Marianne's different. She got trauma. He liked that. She has some history
Not
to her.
Candace. What was the shawty's name? The fine ass one.
I know who you're talking about. It wasn't Candace. Definitely not Owen.
Karen. It was Karen. Karen Minty.
Karen.
I forget because Karen Minty in the book is like this New Jersey girl. One of those.
Oh, a Joyzy girl. Is she black in the book
she's
too?
white.
She's white, so they changed her for the show. Then he still left her for a white woman.
Yep. It was funny as shit because he's like, Joseph, you need to get your life together. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna get right. I'm hanging out with this black girl. I'm happy. My skin's glowing. I'm wearing lotion. And he saw Beck one time. He said, I mean, shit, girl, do I know me or do I know me? And started running right back to pink pussy. You know what happened? He pulled a Tom Brady in season 3. He had to be a father and a loving husband for a couple months. He said, fuck this. I'm out. One way or another. He saw a pretty light-skinned girl. He said, ooh, I'm for Joe to get to plotting again. Yes, sir.
Get them hands drumming together. It's time for some
It's like time for
schemes.
seduce and scheme. I'ma spin hood cream. Yeah, seduce and scheme. Talking with somebody about recently, they're like, man, I wish love would come back. I'm like, wouldn't that be some wild shit? She was hot in his ass.
That'd be
That'd be great. I'd
crazy.
be like, hey, yo,
She survived. She had a backup plan. Bro, I wouldn't put it
I wouldn't
past the
either.
dude. That show's fucking
This shit be
wild.
so wild.
I really
I can see her popping up in like the mid-season finale, like, hello, Joseph. But you forgot about me. I'm like, oh shit, the bitch is alive. Like that would be some shit to happen to Joe, and you just see him go like you know how you got that angry whisper when somebody catch you and they weren't supposed to catch you, you just have that and you gotta turn around and pretend like you invested like, hey, you
right.
oh, look at you alive walking around and shit. Wow, that's crazy. You really
It's like,
you lived through a whole
hello.
house fire. That's something.
Right. Your skin looks nice.
Hey, what you been wearing?
You've been washing your hair, you've been taking care of your skin. What's
What you
going
been wearing?
on?
Cocoa butter?
Oh, your skin's soft. What's that? Cocoa oil? Like, what's that? You coconut?
But Joseph, this is a skin graft. Oh, ooh,
Oh,
okay. What? Gotta go in for that soft touch. She
wow.
shook her hand away. Oh, that'd be man. If she come back to life, I'm like, I couldn't even say throw the whole show away. That's funny as fuck.
That'd be mad hilarious, and I would not be
I
mad
wouldn't either. I
because
wouldn't
come
be
on, yeah,
mad. I'd be like, how the bitch survived? It's like, well, as soon as you set the fire and stabbed me to death, I woke back up because I slowed down my heart like on some Avengers shit.
right, right before you stabbed me, I stabbed myself with the with the antidote.
I was like,
I knew you were trying some shit, so I started a second vial just in
I had an
case.
antidote for the antidote. I was thinking the other day about how fucking funny it would be because you could never be done with a black man.
Oh no.
That his name would be Jamal Jefferson instead of Joe Goldberg. In the minute he'd be called out by somebody on the street, it's like, hey, yo, my man's. And he'd like try to put on his Yankee fitted and puff his coat up and walk away. It's like, hey, my man's, I'm talking to you. Hey, this nigga was out here beating his meat to this white girl in the window. Hey, yo, this nigga being weird, yo. Try to speed walk away. Hey, nah, come back here, big nigga. Like we don't see you in the Yankee fitted in the red bomber jacket. Never be a black dude, but if it's Joe Goldberg, he got the game on lock, baby. One thing about Joe Goldberg,
Right.
he will never get caught.
Yeah, you getting away with everything. Jamal ain't
Everything.
getting away with shit. Right. You getting caught the first moment, the first time he think about going to the house, he already get caught up.
Well, he'd be the one to Joe would be the one to say, this one's for you, babe, and actually make it.
Damn.
Yeah, I need to read I just finished the second book when I was in the gym recently. It was good. It was interesting.
I know the books aren't exactly accurate to the show. I think they've kind of gone their own course at this point.
They have. The first one, as I recall, it's not 1-to-1. It obviously has its differences because it came before the show.
But it's the most accurate.
But yeah, it's probably the most accurate of them because like I read the books after I watched the show. So I read one after watching one, and while I was watching two, I was starting two. I have to get three. But two goes in a very
And
different
is there
direction.
a 4?
Not yet. Three just came out last year. It just came out in April of 2021. But I'm assuming she's probably working on the fourth.
Okay.
Okay. To, I guess, coincide with the new season, probably. But yeah, the plot of the third one, even, I mean, like, the second one, I'm trying to remember what happened. Like, 40 died, mad different. There wasn't really a subplot with the other girl. Shit that goes down with Candace goes down very differently. His relationship with Love's family is, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, where the second book ends, he gets arrested.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. Um,
Okay.
I think,
I don't think I knew that.
yeah, I think he killed 40 eh, through. Oh wait, no, he didn't. 40 got killed completely unrelated. He got hit by a car.
What?
Yeah,
Oh wow. Just his luck.
that's what Joe said. He's like, well, goddamn, things are turning up right for Joe.
Now, are you doing the audiobook? You have the physical
I
copy.
do the audiobooks because I don't know if you've seen
That's smart.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. The old one of the old actors from that show does the voice of Joe, and listening to uh Penn Badgley and his performance as Joe, and then I can't remember his fucking name right now. But the actor that does the audiobook for him is it's the same energy of kind of like
Mm.
this high and mighty, sanctimonious, pompous kind of dickhead. But it's still just as entertaining because he still has like that almost self awareness that I like about Joe. Not where it's like you see him almost have it and then he doesn't. It's like, God damn it, Joe, you were this close to doing, but he's like, you know what? I'm gonna get my life together. And just focus on me for once, give myself a chance to new pussy. Well, if it's not up to its old tricks, the things we do for love. And it's like, no, Joe, no. Dude,
You were so close. You were so close.
like like I was listening to I was like lifting weights with time. And you know how you like make a face when you hear some off the wall shit? There's
Right.
definitely quite a few moments
Yeah.
like that, especially in the second one, where it's just like, I mean, who am I but the best person to take on the scenario? And like my face would scrunch up while I'm like curling or whatever. I'm like, boy, shut the what? It's
What did you
what did
say?
he say? No, it's definitely like worth a read. I think they're entertaining books. Like I think they're similar to the show where they don't seek to be more than they are, but there are definitely moments of tension in the book that I think are a little bit more feasible. Sort of. Like there's still some definitely logic leaps. Like he kills a security guard at one point by masquerading as Megan Fox. Yeah,
What?
he kills him in a soundproof booth.
Wait, Joe was pretending to be Megan Fox.
Yes, because he tricks a security officer who's a wannabe actor by saying that she needs private protection at a residence and then kills her in a soundproof booth. But he can't dispose of the body the way he wants to.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. There's like a whole arc of him being like a screenwriter with 40, but then 40 takes all the credit for the screenplays that he wrote,
Oh
and then
wow.
it like
Yeah, that motherfucker got it
but he
all.
never tells Love. It drives a wedge between him and 40. He's like, "Come on, old sport. I mean, I've been working hard at this for years. So just like be happy for me." And Joe's ready to like fucking strangle him. And Love is like, "Oh my god, I'm so happy for my brother 40. Can you believe his scripts finally got picked up?" And Joe's like, "Yes, so excited for your brother 40." just beaming. No, they're fun reads.
Fuming. Okay. All right. Well, I hope this new season, continues with the shenanigans and wildness of what we've come to expect from Joe and his world, and see if he's going to have an English accent this season,
Right,
or
that'd be
is it just
funny.
going to be American? And
Um,
yeah.
Mario. Mario.
Ooh. Okay.
Wow.
I thought the Mario trailer was a lot of fun. And I'm gonna say it. I'm not as bothered by the Chris Pratt voice as everybody else. I was just like, you know what? Have we known Charles? What's his
Charles
name? Charles
Martinet.
Martinet to be the voice for majority of time. Yes, but he wasn't the voice until Mario 64. Prior to that, there was a little show, the Super Mario Brothers show, where it was someone else, and it was like an Italian. It was
Yeah,
like a
but
New
he's
Yorker type
dead.
of vibe. We don't talk about that, but he was the original voice. So Mario's had multiple voices over the years. I think just give it a shot. See what the director intended with the context of the film. And let's just wait. You know, he said like 9 lines, 9 words. That's not enough to judge a performance off of. Jack Black sounds great. You know, curious to see what Charlie Day does with his performance as Luigi. And yeah, I mean, he looks like Mario. You know, they added some textures to his mustache and to his suit.
Unthickened
I think
him.
it's unthickened him, bootyless, cheekless, if you
Cheekless
will.
man. He's
Right.
a cheekless, bitchless man.
You're gonna have to put some of the mushrooms back there, but he gonna figure it out. Yeah, I liked it. What about you, man? What'd you think?
Um, I thought it was good, kind of up until I guess the Mario part. I'm not like bitter that Chris Pratt got it. I'm sure he'll do fine. Um, I just think career wise, I haven't seen Chris Pratt exhibit a lot of range per se. Like in terms of like vocal tone, he kind of has a it's between Owen from Lego Movie and Star Lord. So his speaking voice, and then his speaking voice, but he's a dick. So seeing him like it's gonna be an adjustment. I think the rest of the cast is actually pretty good. I think what's a missed opportunity here is something that Sega, of all people, actually did pretty well by balancing their name brand people with their familiar cast members with the Sonic 2 movie. Because they got Colleen O'Shaughnessy to return as the voice of Tails. And people were ecstatic, and she did fantastic. And so I'm looking at Charles Martinet, I'm like, did he even get the chance to audition? And I don't think this was an Illumination decision. Knowing Japan and how sometimes they want to do the quote unquote cool thing, and how super duper stranglehold Nintendo is in particular, I think they picked Chris. He said yes. Versus going with Charles because it's like, oh, he's already done it before. They're not gonna have an issue with that. And it's like, no, dude, people want Charles. I don't think Chris can't do it, but I wish Charles would have had the opportunity to have this because voice actors are still actors, and I wish they'd get the respect that they rightfully deserve. So
Listen,
Sonic did it better. Sega do what Nintendo don't. So,
listen. One, I think if we're talking about Sonic, I think Ben Schwartz did a fantastic job with Sonic's voice. He
he's
sounded
very
and
good.
captured the essence of it.
I like Ben
He's
Schwartz.
very good. Not one complaint that I've heard
Oh no,
from his Sonic.
no what no because he's great. I think Ben Schwartz is great, but also they cast somebody who's from the video game. Because Colleen O'Shaughnessy is
Yeah, with
yeah,
Tails.
who was voice Tails. So it's like they did both. And I'm like Mario could, which Charles Martinet is in the cast, but they're like as a surprise role. I'm like, bitch, make him Mario. Let him be the lead. Like
No, 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 no.
it's like it
Listen,
doesn't have to be
listen.
Chris. Make the rest of the cast
Yeah,
Jack
yeah, yeah.
Black, Michael Key, like
Listen, Will, listen. In the okay, how long has he been the voice of Mario?
since 1992.
1992. And in that time, how many phrases has he said as Mario?
Let's go. Like
Fucking like 5, right?
probably.
Woohoo! Here we go. Now, do you want to hear hit that clips of that for 2 hours straight, where he has to be an actual character and hold dialogue and conversations?
Yes.
No.
Because he's been Mario and Luigi and Wario and Waluigi longer than we've both been
They don't
alive.
talk though. They're sound bits. They're not actual dialogue with character developments. No. I think
Wait.
Chris Pratt's gonna be
Now wait a
fine.
minute. Now wait a minute. This actually ties into something else that we were going to talk about. It was the voice of
What?
Magenta in Dragon Ball Superhero.
Who?
Charles Martinet.
Magenta. Who the fuck's Magenta
He was the
again?
little guy. He was the villain. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. Are you for real?
Yes. I'm looking at his page right
Shut the
now.
fuck up.
Staring me right in the fucking
No. Let me
face.
look this up. Let me see this bullshit.
He's done a
Charles
lot of
Martinet.
shit. Aside from Mario. He's not typecast, and he's because I'm like, I mean, probably saying more than one phrase as Mario if he's been doing it 30 years.
Well, fuck me. I guess he did do the voice of that little dude. Wow. Okay. All right, I'll give it to him. I'll give it to him. That being said, I'm still not mad at the fact that it's Chris Pratt,
I am not.
but I'll give it to
I am
him.
not. I wasn't upset about it. I was more so shocked because I think we all had the same thought of it being like, "Hey, it's me, Mario. You know, your boy."
You know what I think, Chris Pratt. You know what I think? Oh, he was the voice of not the mobster guy. Yeah, I thought you were talking about the little dude, like the kid. I was like, that was what I was impressed about. But if he was like the mobster guy, I'm like, okay, that's fine. But yeah, I think what we need for Mario is he's not a character that talks a lot. He jumps around, he says a couple phrases, he jumps on heads, and
But I
that's it.
mean, like,
And I think
j-
with this movie, it gives him the actual chance to be a character as opposed to like uh, a sprite that has catchphrases from time to
mm,
time. And I feel like what Chris Pratt does, in spite of the fact that he has a voice that's pretty consistent throughout all of his other stuff, one, they hired him for a reason.
'cause he's
Two, if
popular.
they
He's
want him to have a
famous.
specific voice, if they want him to have a specific voice, they will have him train with a dialogue coach or a dialect coach to get that voice. And three, the thing that Chris Pratt does universally well is bring an earnestness to every character that he plays. And I think if you want to get people on board, old audiences and new, on board with the fact that we have a Mario that's going to run for a feature length film, you're going to have to make him likable. And I think that Chris Pratt does that very well, which is understandable why that they would pick him to be the role.
I I don't think Chris is like. I don't think he will do bad. I just think it's a misstep, and I think it's like you're not giving other actors like the chance because you just pick, dude. It's
That's how it's been though.
like
Fucking A, they could have got a voice actor for Rocket Raccoon, but no one's complaining about that. Because Bradley Cooper does a great
fuck
job
that
with it.
nigga.
You
He's a
know, like
raccoon. Here's the
yeah,
but Rocket has had
they're both animated
but
voices,
Rocket has had multiple voices to his characterization. There's no
and so has Mario. Like
Mario's had one. Oh,
two,
okay, the one that's alive and the two that are dead. So
still a voice. You can still go back and watch it, and it's still
yes,
a
yes,
voice that's captured. That's kind of
the
history.
deceased voice of Lou Albano and the deceased voice of Bob Hoskins.
Yeah, so he's had three voices over the course of the
One
years.
in the other live
So
action
there's gonna be
movie,
one
and
more.
then one in a cartoon television show, and then the other one is the one that's been the voice for the past 30 years.
But if you think about it, the two other ones were Mario's had the most dialogue he's had to deliver over the course of a story. He's had a New Yorker accent, and the ones where he's had little dialogue here and there, he's had like an
Italian
Italian kind
accent.
of accent. So they're only being consistent with what long form Mario is supposed to
I
be,
don't think they are
or has
though.
been tradition.
I don't think Chris Pratt is from New York.
He had
He's
a
a
New
country
York
boy.
accent in it. He's like Mario, Mushroom Kingdom, here we come. Like he's doing a voice. He's doing something for
Yeah,
it.
I can tell that. I'm not even saying it. I'm not even saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's like, did you give Charles? Because Charles is on the cast list too, which is weird. So everyone's like, well, he's right there in the booth. Just let. Did you give him an opportunity to try?
He's in the movie. He's in the
Yes,
movie.
but it's just like, did you give him a chance? Because like,
He's getting paid. He's getting paid either way.
understand.
So I'm sure he's
And
not
he will
tripping.
probably be the voice of Walu. No, they're probably going to recast Waluigi and Wario in the future for like whatever sequels. But like, just a, it's not just adults because like I think about my nephews and nieces and everything, and when they grew up with Mario, they grew up with Charles Martinet. Like I remember the Sonic the Hedgehog I grew up with was Jason Griffith and Jaleel White.
And you know what?
And I
He's still gonna be the voice in the games. He's not going anywhere. He's made billions of dollars on fucking
sure,
Mario. He'll be
but
fine.
it's not so much.
Still getting his
It's not a financial thing. It's an artistic thing because I think people downplay the work and efforts made by people that work in animation are like essentially like invisible acting fields. And my grievance is less with the choice of Pratt. It's like, are we giving opportunities to talent that's like he's seasoned? You were probably would have saved yourself some money hiring the guy who's been doing it this long than getting the millionaire Jurassic World Marvel superhero guy. It's like
Yeah, I don't know if it's. I feel like Hollywood has a weird thing about casting A-list stars in
I
theatrical
know, and
movies, and that's been a thing
bothers the
for
dog shit out of
years.
me. Like Sonic is one of the few ones where I'm like, no, they got it right each time. Like, the guy they got for Sonic, good. Idris Elba as Knuckles, good. Jim Carrey's a human, but it's just like him as Robotnik, good. All those, if they get Keanu Reeves as Shadow, it'll be good.
Well, let me ask you this: do you feel like in the time that they've been doing that, has there been a voice that's been cast by an A-list actor or an actor in general that you felt was distracting and that took you out of the character because you were aware that it was an actor that you knew?
Like an animated project.
Yeah.
Think about what the last animated film I've seen was. Um, I know. Okay, here's an example. Actually, from a video game. Um, like I think Keanu Reeves was a miscast in Cyberpunk. I earnestly believe that.
Well, they designed that character for him, so I think that's
Oh,
a
no,
pretty
no,
unique example.
that character has existed since the tabletop existed. But the way they
Okay.
adapted him, yes, is based off Keanu Reeves. But I still think it was a miscast. I think a lot of his roles are actually miscast,
Okay.
honestly. But it's like I like when I hear his line delivery in the game, it takes me out because the dialogue and the tone behind it, I don't feel match well for the type of actor he is. Or if you look at like I guess another live action example is like a Nicolas Cage in Ghost Rider. So it's like so if we're talking like animation, I'm trying to think of anything recently. I think the dialogue for Melissa Rauch in Harley Quinn saves that more than the performance does. I don't think she's bad by any means. I think she has very much made the role her own, but I still have a minor disjointedness, partially because I grew up with Arlene Sorkin and Tara Strong, so I have a little bias there. But I also think that what's her name?
Does Haley Cuoco bother you as Harley Quinn in that show?
She's or Haley Cuoco. Melissa Rauch did her in a Batman and Harley Quinn. A different Big Bang
Mhm.
Theory casting. It's weird that that's happened twice. Tara Strong is still upset about that, by the way. It's just funny. But,
About what?
about not voicing Harley. I was at a panel, a Q&A for her once, and somebody had asked her, it's just like, hey, how do you kind of feel about which also she tweeted about this Mario shit too. You can go to her Twitter and see it. Because one thing
Oh, she's mad about the Mario thing.
he kind of has a similar sentiment to me. It's like, did you give him a chance though? Just because it's like he's been so long in the industry, and then just went immediately for the celebrity. And studios do this a lot of time because I think they try to use the Hollywood names as a draw.
Let me ask you this: what is the him giving him that shot? Do you feel like that further validates his experience as Mario because he did it in a 2-hour film,
In
or
in
does the fact that he's done it for 30
the
years?
eyes of
I
mainstream
don't know. I don't
media,
think
not
one.
in the eyes of those that are already fans.
But the kids who are already watching, they're gonna give a fuck who the voice is anyway.
There are plenty of kids who give a fuck because those are the ones that are already the fans, already looking that shit up. But to people that are just like, so older audiences that are like maybe want to gonna take their kids and shit like that, or even people that don't look into that, because I think it validates the efforts made from those that are already industry, like that have made their mark in their industry outside of their fan base. So it gives them exposure to the greater Hollywood sphere. So it's like, hey, this is still like who's there's a couple like good examples of this. Like D. Bradley Baker voiced basically all of the clones in Star Wars Clone Wars. Not Tamora Morrison. But they're all based off of Tamora Morrison in Clone Wars. He had to play all those
Mm,
clones for years. And so the people that watch the show and watch the credits might know that. But if you only watch the Star Wars movies and you hear a bunch of clones that don't seem like Tamara Morrison, you might not realize that that's him.
mm,
It's like it's not so much to validate as that as somebody that knows, it's to validate that element of the art. Because I think because it's associated
yeah,
with
you
animation.
feel like it's invalid. I feel like it's invalidating the experiences of trained specific voice actors because they're choosing Hollywood stars over those voice
I don't
actors.
think it's giving them an opportunity. It's a similar thing with I guess for like a parallel reference. It's kind of like when you pick the safe talent versus the new talent. So you're going with the big name versus the consistent one or the new one. So it's like
So you would prefer an unknown actor, voice actor, to play Mario over Chris
I don't have
Pratt?
a, here's the thing. I don't have an issue with Pratt. It's this is more of a critique of the practice itself. Knowing Nintendo, I think this is more of a them thing than an Illumination thing. I think Illumination might have actually just casted Martinet as Mario and then probably done lookouts for maybe a couple celebrities for the other ones. Because like Martinet plays Mario, Luigi, Mario, and Waluigi. That's like four of them. And two.
I feel like it's been a thing for movies though in general. I know it's like
No, and it it,
a
it
thing
bothered
since
me
standard
then.
practice. But like for example, Steve Carell with Gru. You
Yeah.
know, he's a famous actor, but he played that
That's an
character,
original
and I feel like
character.
people were
It's not an adaptation of a character, I would say. But you're right, because
well,
they
I'm
did it
saying
with
that this,
Sing.
but the practice
Sing is a great example of that.
exactly.
They casted like all celebrities, and that movie was like what I've heard of that movie is that it's mid as fuck. It is a very safe children's movie, and they cast all celebrities because they're trying to like. Netflix like, oh, we've got Scarlett Johansson, Taron Egerton, like literally everybody else in Hollywood.
Well, I don't think that I don't know if making the correlation that the fact that it has all the A-list casts and the fact that the story is mid are comparable one to one because I don't think who you cast as the voices has any relation to do with how well the quality of the story is presented.
Which is fair, but I mean, I think the point I'm trying to make is that like it is constantly a tool used as like a draw. I mean, even if we're,
And I think it works. Fucking A, that movie.
I'm just like,
Do you remember the movie The Nice Guys that came out?
what Will Ferrell? What
No,
am I
no, no.
thinking of?
I'm sorry, The Bad Guys. The Bad
Okay,
Guys.
uh,
Do you remember that one with the animals?
did hear about that? Yeah, I saw the trailer for that.
It came out this year. I saw it in theaters, and I probably wouldn't have given a fuck about that movie. But you know what got me to see it was the fact that Mark Maron was a snake, and the fact that Sam Rockwell was like playing the wolf guy, and then I think a couple other actors as
I'm not.
well. But I was like, yeah, this looks fun, and I like these actors, so I want to go watch them do it. And I think for a lot of people, that's probably going to be the case, and it sucks. It does suck because I know that a lot of voice actors aren't given a chance to showcase themselves on the big screen like that.
I mean,
But
my thing is, I'm like, have a mix. Like, and this happens was just like,
well, it sounds like they do because Charles Martinetti's in the film,
yeah, yeah, and but
so there is a
in
mix.
like a bit role, like we don't know who he's playing.
Exactly, he could have a huge role. We don't
Just
know.
who?
They announced
The
it as part
core
of the
cast
cast,
is
so I
already.
imagine it's going to be a named
Who's it gonna be?
character.
The core cast is already filled out.
We don't know. We just got to wait and
I'm
see.
like,
For all we know, maybe Waluigi and Wario are in the movie.
yeah, for what 5 minutes?
We don't know. We don't literally don't know the story of the
But
movie. We've seen one teaser.
I know, but it's like, like I said, it's like I don't have a problem with Pratt in the role. It is more so the practice of that level of heavy prioritization versus like, what if you tried balancing it? And this is a Hollywood issue. Or than this isn't like an Illumination issue. It's not solely a Nintendo issue. I have my own gripes with like Japanese business practices, but so, it's like this is, it's like give them a mix of like people who matter. Like I would have seen the Lego movie regardless of knowing that like Chris Pratt and Morgan Freeman were in it. But I thought it looked interesting. But I don't think we're
Yeah.
in an era anymore where I think what it boils down to is Hollywood is still is now way too afraid to take risks for a litany of reasons. So it's like they rely on uh familiar talent that they know will draw names versus even trying to mix it up a little bit. Like if we're talking like we were talking about Snow White. To me, the actress playing Snow White is a newcomer. I haven't watched West Side Story yet. She's 21. She's young in the game. She's a new face, but Gal Gadot, everybody knows fucking Wonder Woman. So you got a new face and a safe face. And a strong team behind it too. It's like a good mix of talent. So it's like, yeah, like we were talking earlier. Now I want to check it out because I know who's writing it. I know who's directing it. I'm curious about that. So yeah, the things that are familiar are a draw, but then I could be put onto somebody new in the process. Versus if they just picked some girl that's pale with dark hair that can sing that I already do know. It's Billie Eilish is Snow White. Oh, okay, I guess. Didn't know she could act. I know that name. Yeah, she'll be fine. That my grievance is more of a industry thing, not specifically I'm sure the movie will be fine. I will check it out more out of like a morbid curiosity.
It is, as I'm looking at movies right now, except with the exception of like anime movies, a lot of these movies are have been picking A-list stars. Oh, Turning Red did not pick A-list stars.
Yeah.
Turning Red was except with the exception of Sandra Oh. It's pretty
I
much
mean,
all unknown.
Sandra A is like lower A list too. Like she's a household name, I'd say.
Okay, Jordan Fisher
I
and
I do know
yeah,
Jordan Fisher, but I think
James Kong, Phineas is in it.
Jordan Fisher was like the Flash. I think he also did
Yeah,
a quick
he's
stir.
someone I can't think.
And he did. Yeah, he's a Disney kid.
Oh God, Marmaduke, Jesus! I didn't even try to
That's
watch
right.
that.
He was on Deer.
Pete Davidson is Marmaduke. What the
The
fuck?
fuck?
What? What? I never
The
knew
new
that.
Marmaduke
That's
movie?
hilarious.
Oh God. Oh
Right.
no.
It's on. I think it went straight to
What the fuck
Netflix.
is this cast? Aaron Fitzgerald. What is Aaron Fitzgerald doing in this movie? See, now Aaron Fitzgerald, that's a name that I know because I know her from Persona 4.
Oh God.
The fuck? Who is Brian Hall?
This is a 1 out of 5 on Letterbox. Yeesh. That animation looks
Box
terrible.
art
Oh
looks
God.
terrible. That character design looks terrible. What the hell is this? God, how about I wasn't J.K. Simmons
That is
Marmaduke.
rough. Wait, he's
I'm
Marmaduke
saying, why
too?
wasn't he Marmaduke? That would have been hilarious.
That would have been
Yeah,
good.
it's
Yeah.
see, it's like we have Pete Davidson as Marmaduke. That was not gonna make you see the movie. Matter of fact, that might have been a film deterrent. J.K.
Exactly.
Simmons is Marmaduke. Okay, you have my attention.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I think
It's
maybe Hollywood believes
have
that
yeah
the adults will be enticed by the actors they know, and the kids are just there for the colors and the
yeah,
pictures.
and that's my thing. It's just like, especially when it comes to adaptations, it's like if it's something that familiar, like I know they're trying to do the safe thing because Nintendo's trying not to shoot themselves in the foot because they're overly protective of their franchises. But like Dungeons and Dragons, that's one where I'd be like, get A-listers. But like, yeah, I'd want to mix.
That's live action. That's different.
I mean, I think it can go both ways, but yeah, I think it extends a little more towards voice actors because I'm like a lot of them are like industry professionals that are doing consistent work. I don't think they're getting like a big break. When I saw Colleen O'Shaughnessy's name on the poster for Sonic, I got excited. Like, yeah, Ben Schwartz, cool, I know him. Idris Elba, cool, I know him. But somebody in a industry that's been doing this character for years and always does it justice. I think that's how you balance out grabbing new people with the A-list and then getting fans with the familiarity too, in terms of like casting decisions. Like Jaleel White was the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm like, oh shit, he can still do the voice. Like I probably would have sped up a little bit to go see that movie. Versus initially, I'm just like, I mean, I'll see it. It was a video game movie or whatever. If it was like, it's figuring out like how do you balance that when it comes to adaptations like these. That
Yeah.
that's like my personal, but like he sounds fine. I need to hear more of it. Honestly, I don't think I got enough to really form an opinion about
We
it.
all do.
I don't think he's bad. I think it's just kind of I don't have an opinion about it because here we come, and I'm like I had no opinion about it.
Yeah, he's saying a phrase. We're not seeing him in action talking to people, and yeah, it's just
My opinion of Chris
I don't
Pratt
know.
is no opinion. My opinion of Jack Black, it's weird. The rest of the cast, I'm pretty.
Because he had more. Do you definitely talk? Jack Black was talking. That's way different. Different scenario. Because he was actually in a scene.
Like I said, I don't.
And Keegan Michael Key. Did Keegan Michael Key bother you
No, he
as
sounded on
Toad?
point actually. He sounded like how I would expect Toad to sound.
Yeah, they modulated his voice.
Yeah, that too. It's like I presently don't have an opinion on Pratt. I am very curious as to how Peach will sound and look. But Jack Black,
I think he's gonna be fine. It's Anya Joy. She's
that was the thing. When I looked at the cast, I'm like, everything looks fine here for Chris. That's the one like question mark on the whole thing. But it was never an I hate it, but it was an easy thing to make fun of. Like, yeah, there's like I know I yeah, there is a weird ass one here though. Sebastian
what?
Maniscalco. I do know. Like this whole cast are all familiar to me. Oh shit. Okay. Oh, that's cool. They do actually have some seasoned professionals in here, like Kevin Michael Richardson, Kari Payton, Eric Bauza. Eric Bauza's fucking phenomenal. He's
See, I told you it was a
yeah, on
mix.
the back
There's
end,
people in there.
playing Penguin King and an undisclosed role. It's the same shit with Little Mermaid. Put all the talent at the end of the list on random shit.
Yeah, I just don't think general audiences really know voice actors like
That's my
that.
thing.
Except for
Get
the people that
make
actually.
them know them. If you cast them in lead roles, you'll start to know them. Like
Well, bro, do you know who voices Barney?
there's a black guy.
No. Do you know who voices Elmo?
There's a black guy from Maryland. I
No.
know who voices SpongeBob. It's Tom
You know
Kenny.
his name? Well, yeah, because Tom Kenny's been around and made his face known. But most of these people, they're they're like the unsung heroes, man. They don't. A lot of them don't get the recognition that they deserve, and it is a
And
shame.
I think that's kind of my overall thing is like I want like people like uh
I don't know what needs to change to make that not the case, but that's just how it's
give
been.
them lead roles.
And I understand the studios need to cast A-list actors to kind of
Like you could
have that association
I mean
with
look
it.
I mean look at that what that shitty ass Marmaduke did. Like you could have had those two and easily just said they're in the
But they
movie.
knew that was fucking ass. They were gonna produce that. Come on, they cast Pete Davidson as Marmaduke
They got J.K.
and
Simmons
quit.
in that bitch
Gave up.
too.
But J.K. Simmons will fucking do anything, bro. Well, not anything,
Do
but
enough.
I don't know, dude. He's out here. Sometimes you never heard that saying like one for me and two for them kind of shit. Like that was straight up a paycheck. That was a whole ass paycheck role.
Yeah, it's just
You
that's my
know,
thing. I'm just like
he didn't go to the premiere.
my overall thing. I'm just like it's like give them a shot to do it before you just like get somebody from the TV who's famous. I'm just like, can they audition? You know, before you go straight to
We don't even
straight to
know.
nepotism. 'Cause, like, even with Little Mermaid,
I mean, we
like
weren't able.
Halle Bailey is a fantastic talent that's very familiar to me. At least they gave the other actresses a shot. They just couldn't clear the shit.
Well, bro, as far as we don't know what happens behind the scenes. Maybe they did consider him being the voice. We don't know. We know he's in the
Mm.
movie. We know that they have a relationship with him and they respect him enough to even include him in the movie. We don't know the reasonings for why they decided not to cast him as Mario. But I'm willing to bet you at one point in the conversation, that he was in consideration to be that role, but decided to go in a different direction with the creative team that they hired. I'll put money on that. I don't have any inside information, but I'm willing to bet that was at least talks that they had at some point.
I mean, I'm sure they had to, but yeah, there's even. I'm looking at Wikipedia. Following the release of the trailer, voice actress Tara Strong criticized the choice of casting Pratt and expressed preference for Martinet to voice Mario instead. Which, yeah, a lot of people felt. I think it's just like
Yeah.
it's kind of like you had an opportunity to put somebody who has done it at the forefront, and it's like, and you kind of went a different direction.
Yeah, voice actor is mad that another voice actor isn't put in the role. Like that's not news.
But she's also like the voice of half our childhoods, so it's not like it's no.
I
It's not
understand
like
that.
the voice of Elmo came out the woodwork to say what's up. It's like this is like Harley Quinn, Bubbles, Princess Celestia, like 3 generations of work. It's like it's not like it's nobody else. It's probably one of his coworkers. It's kind of like you're trying to get like recognition across the board, and it's like, and if they're right there, you know, they're reliable and they do a great job. So it seems like you're making more work for yourself because you have to get them like a coach and do more of this extra work versus being like, oh, he's a seasoned vet. Now my life is easier and we don't have to pay him less because he's not an A-list celebrity.
I didn't see any of this backlash when whoever voices Sonic most recently didn't get cast as
Yeah,
Sonic
but
in
you
the
saw
movie.
how they bullied him just for the way that Sonic looked.
They did, but that's different because it's visual, not sound.
Yeah, but
Not no one complained about the
I
sound.
think it's because people could see Ben Schwartz as Sonic easier than especially if you've heard Ben Schwartz range versus Chris Pratt, who, like I said, doesn't really have a huge vocal range. Like if you watch Ben Schwartz on Parks and Rec, even I was like, okay, no, I can hear it. Like he might not have been my first pick, but I can hear it. And then I got in the movie and I'm just like, yeah, you did good.
Yeah, yeah, you did. You did do good, and I'm sure Chris Pratt will do fine.
And that's the thing. And that's my thing. I'm like, I'm not against him in the role because I have no opinion of it because I haven't heard enough. The rest of the cast, I'm not worried about at all. They actually look fine. Um, More so curious about how they're gonna look, really. But like Jack Black, I know he's gonna nail it. He's always great. He's another no miss because like he I've seen him be like wild and crazy and goofy and do kid shit. So I'm just like that's fine. But it's like, Pratt was the only one that's where everybody raised the eyebrows like what the shit. If it was like Eric Andre, we'd be like, all right, I'll hear you out on this one. What the fuck are you about to do? Yeah, this is a case where it's like I don't have an opinion on him. I do have my critiques about the industry. I need to hear more. I need a full trailer to hear what the voice is going to sound like before I kind of make an opinion about it. But I have an inkling it's probably going to get outshined by the rest of the cast. The rest of it is very strong voices, I would say. Like not people that do voice over, but like Jack Black has done random characters. Keegan Michael Key's done random characters. Seth Rogen does comedy. Maniscalcos is a comedian. Fred Armisen is a comedian. There's a lot of comedians in the cast. Charlie Day. Yeah, so like I think what it is like the rest of the cast. I think has more range than he does.
Hmm.
That might be an issue. Yeah, the only one.
Maybe he'll shock us.
Maybe he will.
Maybe he'll surprise us.
I'm open to be like, okay, Chris Pratt did well. It's not hashtag not my Mario. Let's boycott the Mario movie so that we never get another Nintendo movie again.
Well, we'll find out in 6 months.
That was December. Oh fuck! It did get
What he's
moved.
got.
God damn it! You're right. It is April.
Mm-hmm. What was it
Thought
supposed
it
to
was
come out?
supposed to come out in December.
Oh yeah, no, April. Yeah, look at that. I don't think we ever got into a debate
Right.
before. That was fun.
You thought I was anti-Pratt. Like I'm not. I don't care about it. Oh God. Oh, there's a rumor about a Donkey Kong spinoff. Oh Jesus.
Oh yeah, Seth Rogen's Donkey Kong,
Yeah.
right? Interesting. That's an interesting choice.
It's weird because like I
We'll
can
see how
hear
that
it, but it fucking with my ears. Mostly because it's like the laugh. Yeah, because like when Seth Rogen's in the role, it's like, oh yeah, you know his ass is Seth Rogen. Like Pumbaa.
You know who fit? You know who fit the spirit surprisingly well. Speaking of that, yeah, Lion King. Billy Eichner is Timon. I was
Yeah,
like,
that
okay,
was, yeah.
I thought he
Lion King.
fit.
God, get me started. We've talked about Lion King before too. How that cast was. That was another cast where it's like everybody was good for the leads. Not that they were bad. They don't match vocally.
Oh yeah, no, Gambino couldn't keep up
Not at
with
all.
Beyonce. Definitely not.
It was like I told you. They should have had him with Thames. Girl,
Oh,
Thames would have
Tim.
been great.
Tim's could have been.
And like
Yeah, I
his
could see
vocal
that
range
now.
would have matched hers. Matter of fact, do the live action version, she could just play her. She fine as hell.
She
She
totally
looks
looks
like
like
Nala.
Nala, doesn't
She
she?
looks just like her.
She
I
straight up
saw that
do.
saw that
That's
picture floating
hilarious.
around IG. I'm like, how the fuck do you look like the cartoon lion that everyone tried to fuck? Sorry, the other cartoon lion that everybody wanted to fuck.
I didn't even see that picture, but once you said it, I was like, damn. Yeah, she totally Nala. That's
Because
great.
someone had it side by side, and I was weak. So, people was like, I noticed a striking resemblance between Thames and Nala. I'm like, you just happened upon that. Who's sitting
Right.
around and be like, you know who the fuck looks like a cartoon character? Which, granted, Sarah Strong does do a mean Harley Quinn, like like got caught up. She posted a picture of her as Harley Quinn at Comic Con, I think a couple years before we went, and I felt sin enter my body. I was like, ooh.
You're like,
I was like,
hold
ooh,
up.
Jesus.
Wait a damn minute.
She looked just like her. It's kind of spooky. They got the same eyes. Got the same lips.
Yeah.
The lion don't even have lips.
Mm.
How they look just alike? It's fucking me up. It's as bad as these pictures of all these niggas in here.
Right. I think it was, yeah, that movie was made before Thames was really put on
Right.
like that.
So
So
he was a little more famous, but
maybe she'll be in the second one. Who knows? I
she
hope
can
so.
sing. I hope she on the
like that.
soundtrack.
Yeah. It'd be a miss if she wasn't.
Well, okay. I think that is a good place to call it. The evening. I know we
did it. We finished them all. We got all our
we didn't talk
topics.
about Dragon Ball, Harley Quinn, or Woman King. We'll get to that eventually. Oh,
Another day.
I guess
yeah.
when we're talking about black people, what are your thoughts about Black Panther 2?
I'm excited. I'm ready to cry, and I'm going in all white.
If my suit comes in time, I'll probably wear my costume to premiere. But yeah,
I
beautiful.
feel this fucked up. Listen, wait, hold up. Let me ask
Okay.
something to you. So, one of my friends. So I live in the valley of Los Angeles, right? And most of my friends out here in the area that I live, there's like kind of multicultural. It's like I have like a friend who's like half Mexican, half Jewish, like an Asian friend, uh, a white friend, and maybe a couple white friends. So anyway, they were asking me like, "You want? We got to pre-order our seats so we can see Black Panther," and I never responded to the text because I feel like I want to see Black Panther for the first time with other Black people. So
You want to come down here and see it with my family?
I'm sure I'll see you with my family. I don't know. I
It's
might.
like, hey, bro, we ain't heard nothing from you recently. You good? Crickets.
Yeah. Like, how do I tell? Like, listen. Like, I love y'all. I need to see it with some black people though.
Just say you want
That's
to
where
see
I'm
it with
at
your family.
with my ends with my with my
With my
tribe
tribe. I want to see it with my people.
with my people.
Tell the
Yeah,
truth.
I'm gonna do that.
Tell the
Tell the
truth.
truth, please. Tell the truth on
Be
Nambaku.
like,
Tell the truth.
it's like I want to see it with people that can say the same slurs as me. It's like, oh, damn.
Right. I want to walk. I want to walk into a theater full of black people dressed in white like me, so we can all experience this together.
Dum, 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 dum. You hear the fucking drums? Dum, 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 dum.
Bro, because people fucking for the first Black Panther, people showed up in their African gear. That
And
was
didn't I
cool.
tell you that motherfucking story about my girlfriend at the time? And she's like, "Why is everybody dressed up for the premiere?" She's black, mind you. So I'm like, "Baby, it's Black Panther. What? Have you been out of the loop? Did we leave you off the group chat?" I wore my dashiki when we initially were supposed to see it uh in DC. A bunch of fuckery and nonsense happened. I didn't see it. It didn't get there in time, so I had to drive all the way across the state line and see it in Maryland,
Oh
and then
damn.
drive back over the state line to DC. Drove 40 minutes one way in the middle of the night, and 40 minutes back at like 2 a.m. Ugh.
Goddamn. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna
I need.
I'm gonna see it with my family. I'm gonna see it. You know, fuck it. I might hit up RB3 and see if he wants to see it.
Hey, my man.
Listen, dude, I know we
if,
hey my bro,
if
my
if
boy.
you see it
Listen,
with him, you can let him know.
I know we casual on social media. We like each other's posts. You wanna go see Black Panther, bro? I don't got
I mean, hey, you never know. If you want to talk to him and get him on the show, and we could chop it up, talk about the movie together. I'm cool with it. It'd be funny.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm sure he'd be down.
Okay,
Uh,
so
yeah. So what about you, bro? Are you excited? How you feel about Black
I'm
Panther?
excited. Fuck, where was I at when that trailer dropped? I was at a wedding, and y'all
Okay.
like,
I was at
y'all
work.
like dropped a message in the chat. It's like, hey, yo, the Black Panther trailer dropped. I'm like, fuck. It was one of them moments. Um, so like the minute I got back to our hotel room, I was like booting shit up. I'm like, oh my god, baby. Like the Black Panther 2 trailer came out. She's like, oh. I'm like, fuck you. Like this is the same one I went to the premiere with. Can't have any fucking fun trying to be a pro-black militant in this bitch. But no, the first time I watched it, it took me like 2 times to really soak it all in. My first initial thoughts, I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. Cinematography is great. But then I watched watched it again, and then I'm like, fuck, I'm really like feeling this. At least for the initial teaser. And I've seen the trailer. I have decided I will watch no more trailers. I don't want to see anything
Yeah,
else.
no.
The toys have already said enough.
I watched
I have seen enough.
Yep. Yep. That second trailer I saw once, but that first trailer, yeah, that shit
I've-
hits different. That first trailer, that's one of the best trailers I've ever
I
seen.
agree that cinematography's on point, the tone, the emotion. It's just it does everything it's supposed to do. It introduces but doesn't expose too many story details. It leaves questions. It's gorgeously shot. That's the cinematographer, I believe, for Loki. Which that was a a good look.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's not
okay.
Coogler's regular cinematographer that he's used on all his other movies. It's a different woman. Um,
Now I know that you got a super head and a super memory. Are you gonna rewatch Black Panther 1 before going into Black Panther 2?
when was the last time I saw it? Um,
I haven't seen it in years, so I'm probably gonna rewatch the first one before
the
seeing
last
it.
time I distinctly remember watching it was a drive-in date. So that would have been like June 2020. It was
Oh, it's
been a
been a
couple
couple
years
years.
for me. I still remember it. I mean, I remember the plot. It's pretty simple. It's like maybe I might
Yeah.
I might do it beforehand. I mean, I remember just about all of it, but I'll probably have to if because I'm trying to do a Panther for Halloween. Um, that's a whole separate fucking process all on its own. I'm still waiting for all the shit to come in so I can like really start it, especially that fucking helmet. I need to start that. But yeah, uh fuck, what was I gonna say? I just lost my train of thought. Um I might have to go back and look at it just for like reference photos. I'm basing it off the old costume, the Civil War suit. I like that one a little better.
Yeah, it's a better suit. I
It-
agree.
so I think the neck down, the main one he uses is cooler. The helmet is better on Civil War. And then the here's the thing. The one helmet I don't like is the one in the main movie. I like T'Chaka's. I like his Civil War one. I like the new one. I don't like that one. It looks like a cat. Too much like a cat. Like this,
Yep, I
like
agree.
when Falcon was saying, "So you got a thing for cats?" Like that's the suit I would have imagined. Especially because you can like
Hmm.
see his eyes. I'm like, don't hit the same as when you don't see shit. Like lenses, that'll
Right.
fucking nigga up. Like you see that darkness, like I would probably wear eyeshadow with mine. You just it's like, what do you see? Not a goddamn thing. Like, oh, you just see the
Right.
white of my eyes. It's like, oh Jesus, like that's what they need to be afraid of. Like that's the one to be fucking up Klansmen. That's my Black Panther.
Man,
You dare
fucking.
challenge the champion of Wakanda? And it's like, oh shit, who is this?
Sorry.
As Cat hopped out the jungle and started punching white dudes in sheets. Hey boy, what did we do to you? You've done enough. Mink.
You have done enough.
Done enough to get in that ass.
You have done just fine.
Wakanda forever. All right,
We've done that forever.
that's a
We
good
did
note
it.
to end the episode on. Before we start talking about Woman King, we'll be here another fucking hour. Um,
Right.
where can people find you at, brother?
You can find me at TikTok at Aaron Alexander 34. It's 34 or
64.
64. I think it's 64. Aaron Alexander 64. You can find me finally again at the real Aaron Alexander on Instagram. And those are my two primary
Ooh.
platforms right now.
Yeah, if you're looking for me, you can find me on my YouTube channel at Will the Greatest. Instagram, Will the Greatest, all together. And then I am officially now on the Clock app, TikTok, at Will dot the Greatest. Got a couple ones posted, so that's fun. Dabble with transitions, probably some voiceover stuff, so I can get put on and hopefully not getting ignored in one of these fucking movies. Um, but yeah, you can submit questions with the hashtag AskAce. Don't forget to like the show, share the show, comment. What your favorite segment was or what you want us to talk about. Leave questions and we will talk about them on the show when we get a chance. So there's a reminder again to like, share, rate the show 5 stars, leave a comment, and we will get at y'all in the next one. Have a good one.